You know, every manager on earth has had to have that first difficult conversation with somebody on their team. The one that happens when something goes awry. The one you wish would simply fix itself, but somehow it doesn't. The one that will become the elephant in the room if you don't do something about it. Here's a secret almost nobody talks about. You can come prepared, and I'm going to show you how. Hi, I'm Gary, and I show managers how to handle the little stuff just a little better, so they won't have big stuff to handle later. Let's start with this. Something went south, or somebody screwed up. Something happened, and now you have to have a talk with somebody on the team about it. If you're nervous about this conversation, that's normal. If you're frustrated or disappointed, or you're wondering to yourself, why did I ever take this job in management anyway? That's completely normal. Every manager feels like that the first time something goes wrong. So, hear me clearly. You don't have to eliminate those feelings. You don't have to swallow them, work with them, or get over them. Let's just acknowledge them. That way you won't be harsh or overdramatic or boss-like. You'll be unmistakably clear. To do that, let's look at the 5 steps to prepare for a difficult conversation. Step 1, ask yourself, what's the issue? You want to be able to state that issue as simply as possible, like, your reports have been late 3 times this month. Step 2, explain the impact. Again, as simply as you can. When you turn your reports in late, the rest of the team has to wait to finish their work. Step 3 is also very simple. Set the expectation. Something like, I need those reports submitted by noon every Friday. Step 4, you're going to ask for their perspective. Remember, this is a conversation, not a monologue. You're talking with someone, not to someone. Say something like, what's happening on your end? Now, that's not a just tell me your side of the story question. You're not opening the door for whining or complaining or excuse making. You're simply wanting to hear their perspective. There's always the possibility that they didn't do it properly because A, they didn't know how to do it properly, or B, they didn't know they were doing it improperly, or C, they ran into some obstacles that prevented them from doing it properly. And because this is a dialogue, if you discover that their reasons are credible and legitimate, you can do something about them. 5th and finally, you close the conversation with alignment. Conclude the conversation with something that summarizes it all. So, starting this Friday, reports are to be turned in by noon on Friday. That agreed? Agreed. That's it. That's the basic structure. 5 simple steps. Now, here's where new managers sometimes get off the rails. They over-explain, turning a simple point into a 5-paragraph explanation. Or they apologize for bringing it up, which makes the issue sound optional. Or they pile 3 other complaints on top of the one they brought you in to talk about, and they make it sound like suddenly it's a mini performance review. Or they flip into boss mode, and they come on with too much of an authoritative air instead of trying to be simply clear. Every one of those mistakes sends the wrong message. And it's not because the manager was bad, it's because they're uncomfortable and perhaps ill-prepared. So the structure protects you from all of that. It keeps the conversation simple, direct, and professional. It keeps you from softening it or overcorrecting. And it keeps the person across the table from you focused on the one thing that matters, the thing that needs to change. Handled this way, calmly, consistently, without turning it into a big production, you send the message that every manager needs to send. You handle things. And that's the moment the team starts seeing you as the leader, not just the person who got promoted. I've told the story of what happened to me when I avoided that first difficult conversation. I'll put the link in the description below. If you have a story about your first difficult conversation and what went well, or perhaps what you learned from it, drop a comment below. Others can learn from that as well. If you find tips like this helpful, hit the subscribe button and you'll get one every week. I'll see you in the next video.